I'm so excited about today. This is a wonderful thing to look into, the subject of the power of resilience and turning setbacks into comebacks. Have you ever considered how your lowest moments in this game of life of ours, this wonderful game of life, can be the catalyst for your greatest growth, enabling you to build a better future and inspire others along the way? That's a big plus. So that's my question as we open up this live. Welcome to today's Uncover the True You live show, where we are going to be discussing the stories and strategies that shape our lives and how to turn adversity into opportunity. Today's episode is all about resilience. We're going to explore how to turn setbacks into comebacks. Whether you're facing challenges right now, personal challenges, career obstacles, or just a momentary rough patch, this episode is designed to inspire and empower you. So grab a cup of tea, get comfortable, and let's get this week's show on the road. So, what exactly is resilience? Resilience is the process and the outcome of successfully adapting to difficult or challenging life experiences, especially through mental and emotional and behavioral flexibility. It's about how we adjust to external and internal demands. So whether you're reacting to things that are happening outside of you, those extrinsic happenings, or that inner you, maybe thoughts and your own comfort zone challenges, etc. It's the capacity to withstand or recover quickly from life's difficulties. So it's about toughness, getting back up on your feet, even following a particularly impactful, possibly traumatic event, because we do go through it, don't we, sometimes? The ups and downs of life can be quite amazing. Is just hanging on in there and knowing how to get back again into that feeling of moving forwards and enjoying life again. It's much more than having the ability to bounce back, though, from difficult times. It's about adapting to that change, growing from challenges and coming out strong on the other side, as I mentioned. There's a quote from Steve Maraboli, or I don't know how he pronounces it, Maraboli maybe. He is a writer, a speaker, and also a veteran. And he says, life doesn't get easier or more forgiving. We get stronger and more resilient. So that's a good quote to start with. Let's find out and dig in now what it's all about and how to do that. Oh, there's one more. There's a great metaphor about bamboo. I don't know if you've heard it. They say that bamboo is one of the most resilient plants on earth. It looks really delicate, right? Especially when you start planting those young shoots, but it can withstand severe weather conditions. It bends, but it doesn't snap. It doesn't break. So thanks to its flexibility, it stays firm. So let's stand our ground against the wind. Let's stay firm against all odds and build our resilience. Let's look at some examples, some powerful examples of what resilience is like in action, proving that setbacks can indeed lead to the most extraordinary comebacks, hence the title. Michael Jordan, many of you will probably know this one, especially sport buffs. He was cut from his high school basketball team. They said that he couldn't cut the team, but he didn't let that setback define him. He used it as motivation to work even harder, and his resilience turned him into one of the greatest basketball players in all time. We know that. Walt Disney was another one. He was told he lacked imagination. Imagine, he never gave up on his vision, though, of building a huge children's playground. Through creativity and innovation and imagination, of course, he built a successful, world-renowned business. But before he got there, he was fired from that newspaper because they said he lacked the ability. He didn't have the wherewithal, the thought power, the imagination to do that. And he went bankrupt several times and faced many rejections and failures. One more, Vera Wang. Have you heard of her? Famous fashion designer, successful fashion designer. She was devastated when she was cut from the Olympic figure skating team, US one. And then she was passed over for promotion at the magazine Vogue. So that wasn't a very happy moment for her. We can all suffer disappointment after disappointment, but let's not allow those countless setbacks to deter us. At 40 years old, Vera Wang, instead of giving up, her resilience propelled her to become one of the most iconic fashion designers in the world today. So there we are, 3 examples, and there are many more. I spoke today on a reel and various places in social media about the writer of Harry Potter. The name's gone right now, but she also, so many examples. And of course, you'll know yourself, you'll know other people. So another question is, what strategies can you actually start implementing today? Or indeed, what strategies have you used so far to build your own strength and resilience? That's a question to think about. So what do we do? Embracing change, number 1. Constant change is inevitable, and resisting it only causes more strength. It's so comfortable to stay where we are, do our thing and plod along. But to stop the stress, let's view change as a welcome opportunity for growth. The best strategy is to keep an open mind and consider possibilities. Think of every change as a door opening to new opportunities. So we get out there, we do something, we take action. For example, someone who suffered a disappointment, such as perhaps recently losing their job, they could see it as a chance to explore a new career path, which they might not have considered otherwise. That's a good one. Because that mindset shift, it can reduce the stresses caused by the unexpected jolt in their routine, right? And open up their new avenues for personal and professional growth. Growth is what we're looking for, success, that feeling of knowing that you're in a good place and you're happy with what you're doing, the passion for your life. A support system is another one. It's impactful to surround yourself with positive, supportive people who can offer the necessary encouragement and advice. It's okay doing your own thing, being independent. I can do this, I can do that, but we save time. We save more stress. We save, especially making more and more mistakes and getting down deep into a worse situation. So don't be afraid to connect with family, friends, or mentors when times get tough. Don't be afraid to reach out. Consider even creating a mutual support system yourself. You can start one online, WhatsApp groups, in your friends locally, to have different perspectives and backup on hand when you all need it most. Very important. Strong social connections also provide emotional support. Of course they do. Practical assistance and a sense of belonging. It's nice to know that you can go to your friends and ask questions. You can connect with someone who you trust and share and support one another. Nurture your relationships by spending quality time with your loved ones, communicating openly. Communication is important, and showing appreciation for each other's loyalty. And that togetherness brings such results. It really does. Consider also joining support groups or communities where you can share the experiences, but learn from others who have faced similar challenges. So sharing your stories gives you more motivation. Building a strong network can help you feel far less isolated and more empowered to overcome difficulties. So back to the empowerment again. Taking care of physical and mental health, an obvious one. So good for our health overall and well-being, but it's crucial for resilience when you come across a challenge. Making time for activities that recharge you, whether it's exercise, meditation, or maybe a hobby that you love. It helps to keep our focus alive and our energy alive and kicking, right? And practicing mindfulness and perhaps meditation. It really enhances resilience by helping us to stay present and more intentional in the face of adversity. Paying attention to our thoughts, feelings, and sensations without judgment helps to develop greater emotional regulation and stress management skills. Regular physical activity, of course, reduces stress and anxiety, while practices like mindfulness and meditation can help us stay present and calm. So there's two different ones coming together there. Someone told me the other day that they didn't really get on with meditation at all. They don't really like the idea of it, but they do practice yoga every day. So I suggested that at the end of their yoga session, they stay calm, they schedule a little bit more time, and they stay calm, perhaps relax the hands on the legs or the knees, whatever position they're in, close their eyes and just take a moment to stay with their thoughts, because that's the form of meditation, just to breathe deeply, to simply let the mind relax, and gradually with time the thoughts will clear, because at first it's all the things, I shouldn't be doing this, I should be doing that, or everything's on your mind, right? We have that sensation that we don't have time to do this. So just doing that, it'll bring in the practice of that, and gradually those thoughts will clear and you can be calm and present and get up refreshed to carry on with your day, right? Or perhaps have a good night's sleep if you're meditating in the evenings. Exercise also releases mood improving and stress reducing endorphins, of course. So aiming to do at least 30 minutes of moderate exercise most days of the week helps us to stay resilient and also enjoy better health overall. And talking of sleep at the end of the meditation, so important. People don't realize how important sleep is sometimes. Always that last minute thought before going to bed, and that's what stays in your mind all night. If you can have a practice of reading a lovely book, watching maybe, or go into the bedroom, watch your children peacefully sleeping, perhaps looking at the sunset. In the summer it's later, depends on your time going to bed, but many ideas. So sleep, to have that calm mind and presence before you go to bed, rather than have those worrying thoughts to toss and turn all night on. Nutrition, obviously, we are what we eat, right? And the meditation is we are what we think. And activities that bring you joy. Make sure you're well equipped to handle your life's challenges. Go out for a walk in nature. Go and play tennis, paddle tennis, so many activities and things. Maybe you like playing chess, whatever you're into. Very important to get back into your space. Goal setting, breaking larger goals into smaller goals. Stop taking those big leaps and expecting so much of yourself and fitting everyone in, multitasking. And the smaller steps can really make overwhelming challenges feel far more achievable and provide that sense of accomplishment when we need it along the way. Each small victory builds confidence and momentum. Okay, so resilience also, you have confidence to be resilient. For instance, if you're working towards a major career change, set smaller milestones as you're updating your resume, networking with industry professionals and learning new skills. Think of everything you're doing and break it down into smaller, achievable steps. Doable, but also challenging, so that you do make that progress. You can put yourself a little further forward by taking something that gives you that adrenaline and that emotional intention to get that done. Okay. So celebrate each step forward, no matter how small, to keep that motivation high. And what about looking into the situations, analyzing the situations you're in, the things that you have in front of you, and what's been holding you back? Every setback is a learning opportunity, right? Continuously seeking new knowledge and skills can help you to adapt to changing circumstances and overcome the challenges in front of you, whether through formal education, online courses, or self-directed learning. Keep expanding your horizons. And when you come across those stumbling blocks, those stone walls you have to climb over, reflect on what's going wrong or what went wrong if it's in the past, what you can do differently this time, and how you can use that experience to improve, okay? To transform your previous failures into valuable lessons and keep you moving forwards on your journey. So when you encounter a setback, take the time to investigate the situation objectively. Ask yourself, what factors contributed to the outcome? And what actions can you avoid to avoid similar pitfalls is the word I'm looking for, similar pitfalls in the future. Taking time to really think about that situation and develop more informed and a more informed and resilient approach moving forwards. And understanding what you're exactly doing. What is self-resilience and why you're doing it and how it's going to truly help you harness the power of your possibilities. We need to understand our own capacity for resilience. Stay tuned into our self-truth, who you are. Stay close to that deep awareness of self, of your strengths, your weaknesses, and the strategies that work best for you. We're all so authentically different. What might work for Jane or Julie or John or Jeremy won't possibly work for you. It's very important to know how to tap into your inner you, your inner resources when you're faced with adversity. And that's self-awareness in itself. So that self-awareness is the foundation of self-resilience. Start thinking about your past struggles and how you've dealt with them before. We've covered this methodology on a recent show. We spoke about the self-discovery roadmap, going back into our earlier years and looking at the experiences we went through and reflecting on what strategies you've used since to overcome those difficulties, how you emotionally responded to those tough experiences, or how you respond these days to something that's going on perhaps in your life. And how these experiences, or how did they influence your actions? So it's getting to know you, looking deep inside, reflecting, journaling. That's one that keeps coming up and again and again, doesn't it? Regularly writing down these thoughts, your feelings and experiences is another valuable tool. It can help you identify patterns about how you're responding to things that are popping up in your life and holding you back. This conscious awareness of the authentic you helps you to approach future challenges and gives more powerful intention to build on your strengths and address recurring weaknesses, okay? We might be having a problem with something that we find we're eating or drinking a lot of, or we find that every time we go driving, somebody might be just slightly out of line and you start shouting with the stress. So be aware of what you're doing in your life, what you'd like to change, and have this growth mindset and be aware so that you can build your resilience and make the changes you think, and have belief in your abilities and your intelligence to continuously develop this action plan through dedication. And if it's referring to work, hard work, because it encourages to view stumbling blocks as opportunities for growth rather than threats to our self-worth, okay? We are capable, we are amazing, we are the most wonderful person, and we can do that. Have faith in yourself, have confidence with yourself, believe, okay? And it brings that cultivation of the growth mindset when you're embracing challenges, persevering in the face of setbacks and seeing it as a path to your mastery, okay? And if you find that you're doubting, we're going to look into negatives and positives now, but remember that it's very helpful to talk to someone else, a close friend, someone you trust, and try to switch that negative into a positive. Really helps. It's a lot of we are what we think. Again, okay? And celebrate your progress, as we mentioned before, celebrations and learning from our mistakes. Focus on the growth, transform the setbacks into new stepping stones towards your success. I get so excited, I get tongue-tied sometimes on this. Another very important aspect here, a way to gain your resilience, okay, is the ability to turn, as I mentioned before, negative experiences into positive ones, a very powerful aspect. So a positive mindset not only boosts your resilience, but also enhances your overall well-being by concentrating on what you can control and realizing what you can't control. Creates that sense of peace and stability. And don't we all want that in our lives? Gratitude. Cultivating gratitude plays a crucial role in this process. When you regularly reflect on the positives and express thanks, you shift your focus from what's lacking to what's abundant in your life. The shift in perspective significantly impacts our emotional strength and the ability to bounce back. Okay, so if you want to bounce back from adversity, think of positive things, think of joyful things, switch your day into something that you really want to do rather than you dread doing. Get help, reach out, eat that frog, as they say, first thing in the morning, as in get that difficult job done in the morning so that then you can focus on more things that you love and enjoy life more. Easier said than done, right? But we're looking into that right now. For example, let's look at these positives and negatives. The fear of failure versus embracing learning opportunities. So rather than having that panic, breathing, I can do this. I'm going to embrace this. This is what I want to do, what I need to do. Because fear of failure can be paralyzing, preventing us from taking those risks and pursuing our intended goals. We need to breathe, walk forwards, give ourselves the credit. And however, by reframing failure as a learning opportunity, we can overcome the anxiety we've built up about it and take bolder steps towards our ambitions. So when you encounter failure, ask yourself, what can I learn from this experience now? How can I apply this knowledge to future endeavors? By focusing on learning rather than fearing failure, you can turn your setbacks into valuable growth experiences, which is all what we're talking about today. Another one would be self-doubt. Who doesn't have self-doubt? We also have times and moments when we have doubt about what we're doing, who we are, our capability. So we switch that for confidence. So think of the phrase of, I doubt I can do it, to switch it to, I know I can do this. Change it, switch it around, flip the switch. Self-doubt can erode your confidence and prevent you from achieving your potential. To transform self-doubt into self-confidence, focus on your achievements so far and your strengths. What are you capable of? What would you love to do? And switch things. Maybe change your career. Perhaps today you have a plan to do something that you're not very happy about. Talk to the people that you made this plan with and suggest perhaps you can involve what you love also. Remind yourself of who you are and what you want, and take care of yourself too. Remind yourself of the challenges you've overcome and the skills you've developed, and put it into practice. Practice positive self-talk and affirmations to reinforce yourself in your, to reinforce your belief in your abilities, okay? So you know who you are, you know what you're capable of, and you go forward and use that to be successful. And as we've already mentioned, surround yourself with supportive individuals who encourage and uplift you. By cultivating that self-confidence, you will have more confidence also in your group surroundings, the communities, and you can face challenges together with more positive and resilient minds. So you're helping each other. One more, stress. Stress is a biggie, and anxiety goes with stress, right? So stress and anxiety, what about changing that to stress management and relaxation? So instead of being anxious, you can relax. Chronic stress and anxiety can take a big toll on our mental and physical health. Undermining our resilience, developing effective stress management is really, really effective. So to use the resilience, it helps us transform stress into a source of strength. So in other words, when we have that stress and that anxiety and that heavy, heavy feeling, think of what you can do to transform it. Use one of your strengths, one of your capabilities. What can you possibly do to avoid that? We all have stress in our lives. It's normal. I think I mentioned this last week. It's actually good for us because it gives us that energy, those positive vibrations to move forwards. But chronic stress is not a good thing. So having resilience, building your resilience stops that chronic stress. So brief stress, temporary, okay. But that long-lasting heavy pressure, depression, obviously is not the road to travel down. So let's incorporate relaxation techniques, deep breathing, progressive muscle relaxation, and mindful meditation, okay, mindfulness into your daily routine to stay calmer, more centered in the face of adversity, enhancing our resilience and overall well-being. But on that note also, perhaps we need to set boundaries sometimes. Establishing clear boundaries is very important for sustaining your resilience. So learn to say no sometimes to your commitments. Don't overdo it. Don't be the yes guy, the yes person. Don't say yes to things that drain your energy or compromise your health. Prioritize your activities and relationships that support you and align with your values. So knowing who you are, your authentic you will have that knowledge, you will have that wisdom so that you can schedule your day, you can move forwards in the correct way and gain so much more in your life. And to sum this up, really, resilience isn't about bouncing back from adversity. It's about growing stronger and transforming setbacks into comebacks by understanding the concept of resilience, by building self-awareness, cultivating a growth mindset, and implementing practical strategies. You can enhance your ability to thrive in face of adversity. So if you're struggling to build resilience on your own, consider seeking professional help. Therapists, counselors, and of course, coaches, they all provide valuable guidance and support you to support your resilience. They can help you develop personalized strategies just for you and coping mechanisms tailored to your particular needs, your unique needs. So I'd like to ask you a couple of questions to reflect on after this video today, and perhaps answer in the comments if you wish, or get in touch with me if you want to talk more about this. Can you remember a time when a significant setback led to unexpected personal growth or a new opportunity in your life? Doesn't matter what time frame. Maybe something when you were young is more impactful because it's brought to you your values and who you are, how you coped with it. So another question would be on that frame, what do you do to help you overcome that challenge? Or what generally do you do to overcome your challenges? Do you meditate? Do you practice yoga? Go out for a walk? Talk to someone? Take time out, some me time? Look at your values and realize which you're in alignment with at the moment, which you're perhaps not so aligned with, and make some adjustments. And another one, last question, how can you use your experiences of overcoming adversity to support and inspire others in their own journeys? Help others, and in that way you also help yourself, because when you talk and help to other people, often there's things that relate to your own life, or you realize certain ways that that person responded to you, answered questions, did their due investigation into resilience, and you think maybe that would help you, and also then you can all group and help each other. It's wonderful to be able to use your experiences, right, to uplift other people too, and it uplifts us in return. I love my job. That's why I'm here. It's wonderful to connect with like-minded people and share space, a safe space to delve into who we are, what we are, and why we're here, what we're doing, how we're doing things. So on that note, I thank you so much for joining me today and sharing this talk about setbacks and comebacks. I hope it's been of use, and please let me know if you have any questions or comments. Thank you for joining me today. Remember, resilience is never about falling down. It's about getting back up every time you do. It's about turning your setbacks into comebacks. I remember when I was a little girl and learning to ride a horse, they say that you need to fall off a horse at least 7 times to become a better rider. Well, that's true with everything, right? So don't be frightened of failure. Use it for those comebacks and embrace it and become more resilient and experience that self-growth as we journey down these different pathways of life, the ups and downs, right? Swings and roundabouts. So I hope you feel now more inspired and more empowered to face your challenges head on. Don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel and tune in next time for some more inspiring content. Next week, we're going to be talking about goal setting. Very interesting. How once we know our self-truth and how we use that information to set realistic, achievable goals to get to where we want to be in life. Do you know what your values are, your vision is, your strengths, your mission in life, what your next action step is to get to your end game? What is your end game? Many times we have that question. We don't know what actually we want. It's difficult sometimes to pin down exactly what we're searching for. So tune in next week. Please join me on the live. It'd be great to see you there, and we can talk about anything that you have questions on at the end, at the question and answers section. Until then, take care and stay resilient. Thanks for watching. Ciao.